so the sore on his lip could be treated.
He was placed under the care of a physician.
He escaped within an hour. The sore was thought to be cancer.
The weight of years was noticed.
For the first time in memory, he fell 4 days behind schedule during the visit of 1888.
Considerable inquiry was made. The following March, he passed away.
He died in a cave on March 20th, 1889, and was buried in the Sparta cell. The cause of death was cancer. He now lies below a used gravestone with another stain on it. Strange that such a celebrity should be interred naked, except for a burial ground. After his death, the Globe Museum in New York City purchased his suit of leather and dressed another man in it. The museum paid the man to run among the crowds and yell, "I am hungry, give me a child to eat." The leather suit has since disappeared.
The woman hermit is a rare occur of Ridgefield.
Ridgefield could boast of one of these among its curiosities.
Her father's house was burned by...
During the Revolutionary War, her father's house was burned.
As if this were not enough, her brother joined the revolution.
Upon her early history, she was invariably silent.
Legends vary as to how she came to it.
She was made the victim of demonize.
Some say she was the victim of one of the demoniacal acts, which in peace are compensated by the gallows.
She was a good
In
fan.
war, it embellished the life of the soul.
Often she muttered a foreign
And said
name.
he wronged her cruelly.
A British officer. He wronged her cruelly
And then deserted her.
Yes, yes.
Said the cruel Captain Finley. Desolate and fortunate, divided in heart, she fled from society and concealed her sorrows in a cabin.
Her cave was a hollow in the rock.
There, the shame of her maidenhood was obliterated by her
Harassed.
her age,
Into a grisly business.
every gentle trace of her sex had disappeared.
All blasted.
She lived in this cave, bent in length about 6 feet square, formed by a mass of projecting rock, for nearly 30 years. Being on the eastern slope of the mountain, it was most easily accessible.
Being on the eastern
shore of the
It
mountain,
was the most easily accessible from Ridgefield.
and hence Sarah Bishop was called an inhabitant of our town. Her cave was a desolate place given up to the wildness of
It
nature.
was without furniture.
Except for a few rags and
and an old
without
basin.
furniture. Her bed was the floor of the cave.
Her bed being the floor of the cave. Her pillow, a projecting point of the rock.
With a plant, she kept a supply.
She kept a supply of roots and nuts.
A distance down the ledge, there was a fine spring of water where I often spied her in fair weather.
Fed with moisture from the surrounding
Small space of cleared ground was occupied by a few thriftless peach trees, and in summer, a patch of starveling beans. With the exception of these feeble marks of cultivation, all around her was left ghastly and sad. The trees were bent, splintered by the light, their limbs contorted, and their roots clinging with an agonizing grasp into the rock. The valley below was a wild paradise of towering,
enriched with the decay of centuries.
wonderful tangled
It was said that old Sarah was a witch.
Old Sarah was esteemed a witch by many.
She was esteemed a witch.
Feared and shunned by
They
mankind.
had seen her flying through the air
On a broomstick.
They seemed to heed her almost as little as if she had been a stone.
Although one night of youthful folly, when I lost myself in the woods, old Sarah saved my life.
Her shriveled form, lighted by so
Her colorless
sweet
eye like an icicle.
I drew up my piece
And was on
the point of fire. Accent, she had the pitch of her love.
For heaven's sakes, don't fire. It's old
Is
Sarah.
that you, Sarah? It is me, said the old woman. You are in my cave. It was impossible to leave
A grisly old woman by my side.
So Sarah's eyes were now
Overflowing.
This miserable old creature had a loftier and more noble soul than a smart young fellow from New York.
It was said that she had domesticated a particular rattlesnake.
The rattlesnakes would coil in her lap.
She brought him milk from the village, so said the legend, which he devoured with great relish.
The fox fearlessly pursued his gambols in her
The
presence.
birds had become familiar with her, and the
fox fearlessly pursued his hunt. The crow would sit on her snow-white pig. The haughty eagle hovered so nigh as to fan her long locks with
In
his
winter she had no fire.
Night had no dark. Deserted even by her brute companion, she was absolutely